everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have an awesome show for you on today. You are watching Buying Black with Kim Steward, the Wednesday Business Chat. And remember, if you haven't heard, I need you to get a notepad out and get a pen out. Make sure that you're taking notes because I'm going to ask a question at the end of the show. And the first person to answer it correctly in the comments gets a $50 gift card. That's a $50 shopping spree wherever you want to any of the entrepreneurs, businesses I have interviewed thus far from October till now. So take your notes. I'm gonna give you a second to go ahead and get that. Again, we're all about collaboration over competition. And I have a special guest today. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started because we have a lot to talk about, a lot to learn. And this chick is awesome, okay? Her name is Marley Blackman, and she is the founder of PopUp Events. Marley Blackman, Detroit native and founder of PopUp Events, dominates in marketing, public relations, advertisement, event planning, and crisis management. This under 40 award recipient began her career at a young age of 17 when she founded Just Communications, a paging and mobile phone retailer in her hometown. Working hard to market her business, Marley's desire to earn her BS in mass media communications grew. Since graduating, Marley, over the course of 3 decades, became an expert in integrated marketing communications, corporate event marketing, i.e. trade shows, conferences, tourism, government public relations, and over 100 training programs for clients in the automotive, local and regional government, healthcare, and educational industries. Many of her clients refer to Marley as their secret weapon for her ability to turn a marketing event into a true experience, drive more traffic to their businesses, and create a buzz around their brand. She's known throughout the marketing community as a force to be reckoned with and is celebrated for her ability to connect with and coach audiences on a personal and professional level. Her crisis management experience has kept her on the short list of those in politics. Her political works include press secretary for Highland Park, Wayne County Commissioner Martha G. Scott, chief of staff, senior publicist for first Black mayor of East Point, Mayor Monique Owens, and communication campaign manager for Anthony Adams' 2021 Detroit mayoral candidate. Marley has served with Covenant House and Youth Build to conduct entrepreneur literacy and skill set building programs. She dedicates herself as a mentor to the Black Youth Role Model Program in Detroit, Michigan. She has devoted the past decade to empowering the next generation of leaders by teaching an education in human values course for inner city youth. Marley shares with listeners that today's consumer wants and expects more than ever from businesses competing for their spending power. Some of her notoriety includes Porsche, Ford Motor Company, Clear Channel Radio, CBS Radio, DMC Worldwide Advertising Incorporated, Def Jam Records, and Magna Seating Detroit Incorporated. Marley can blend real experiences with conversational techniques to captivate audiences on an extraordinary individual level with her diverse experience in international marketing, sales, and business development. Marketing expertise and empowering entrepreneurs through mentoring and public speaking engagements. Her views on marketing are radically different. What? So everybody, please welcome my girl, Marley B. Welcome.
Hey, are you talking about me? Oh my God. It does sound really like a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Before reading this bio, I had no clue that you did so much. But thank you so much for coming on the show and enlightening us, with all these things that you do. Oh my goodness. So first of all, I just want to know radically different marketing methods. What's that all about?
So I used to own a DMC Worldwide Advertising that you mentioned. So we coming from radio, I went into advertising. Like I thought that I could, I kind of just did it. Like I went into it without really understanding what I was doing, because you kind of know what you don't know, but you're like, I got this, right? And so what happened was, being in advertising, you're handling multi-million-dollar campaigns. I mean, you have clients trusting you with multi-million-dollars worth of business, their creative, their media buying, the direction of how the growth and the success of their companies and corporations. And I always thought it was such a huge part of that money that was wasted. There was such a huge part of that money that was just kind of like, you could just flush it down the toilet or throw it in the river, because it will never connect to the target market that they wanted or expected it to connect to. And not only, if I told the client that, okay, you're giving me $1 million to spend on, the course of a year, but literally probably almost 30% of it is not going to be effective as you think it's going to be, they still wanted to spend it. They call it the traditional way. And so I was never able to kind of convert them over to radical marketing and radical thinking until I was able to open up pop-up events marketing, which is a whole different concept. It's completely radical. It's completely different, and it's completely fun. And clients, once they experience that, they're like, wow, why didn't I think of this? Or what took us so long to really come to grips with how to actually connect to your target?
Really? So give us an example, because it's not really clicking all the way.
Yeah. So, okay. So for example,
give me an example of this. Right?
What Pop-Up Events does is you have a target. You're a photographer, right, Kim? In one of your many worlds, but you're an amazing photographer, right? And I can say that because you've done some stuff for me. And so you're like, listen, Marley. Yep. So you're like, listen, Marley, I have a segment of people that I really want to know that I'm doing a virtual photography, especially in the world of COVID. I'm getting my stuff out there a little bit. I'm getting some hits, and some people are kind of interested, but I really think that this thing could really blow up, right? Prior to COVID, we would say, oh, okay, well, we would host an event at your facility, right? We would do everything from A to Z. We would create the invite, create the theme, create the action, the call to action of why people need to come to your facility, invite them to you. So now you have them in your space. So now you're able to talk to them. You're able to communicate with them. You're able to sell to them what it is that you have to offer. So case in point, and I always use this because it's kind of the most radical business, and it's probably a bad thing to use just because of what's going on in the world. But in Michigan, there's a gun store called Double Action, right? And so the owner, he goes to me, he says, well, Marley, I don't know what to do. Like, I've owned this store for many years. We're capped at our, the number of customers that's going to come in here. I don't know what to do. And so I said, well, you know what? How many women customers do you have coming in here? And then he told me the number. And I said, the thing about it, women, they really need to feel protected. There are a lot of women that are getting like their CCWs and CPLs and all of those things and purchasing guns to feel protected because they feel like they're endangered. However, one of the biggest things is that women don't really know how to use a weapon. They don't really want to use the weapon. Keeping a weapon in your purse is not good. Just being educated on it. I said, why don't we do an event? And I said, I can bring 100 women to your store. And he's like, yeah, right. And literally, we did an event, and I'm saying this out loud, and he's local, so if you hear this, he can come and say she's lying, but it's not a lie. We brought 100 women to his store through a pop-up event. So we marketed through women. We called it Women in Action at Double Action, and it offered training. He has the only simulator in Michigan that allows you to practice without practicing like in a range. It gives you more safety and security. We had food there. We had music there at a gun store. We had lessons there from the owner. He was talking to the ladies. We had a woman there who taught you where to put your gun, like without, put it in your purse, and selling those kind of products to the women, and as well as offering classes. So we can do that. I don't care if you have a gun store, if a photography shop, if you're selling water, we can do that concept on any platform that you have.
Oh my
So that's the radical marketing.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how has your business had to change or pivot with COVID? If you can't really do the pop-up events, or are you still doing them, but with so many people,
So, we definitely pivoted. We pivoted to the point where, we were corporate out of Kansas City, and, that's where most of our staff was. And I literally had to close that office because nobody was doing events. I mean, we don't necessarily just do those types of events. We do trade shows and conferences, auto shows all over the world. Paris, Milan, Porsche, Mercedes, all kinds of different clients. And we just do so many cool things. And so when all of that shut down, our business is connecting to people physically, emotionally, mentally, but mostly physically. And so if we're not able to do that, then we have no business. We have nothing to do. And I don't believe in the virtual thing. I did not do it, and I am not doing it. It's like, so we are, the way that we survived is definitely in the events portion did not last, but we offer training. We offer PR. There's a couple of, we offer marketing. So there's a couple other things that we offer that can kind of sustain us until, we're full circle 360 again.
Gotcha. I did look up your training, your online courses. Oh my goodness. That's like over 100 courses on everything for businesses. I love that. That's awesome because, I just did an online course one and I'm like, whoo, girl, that's a lot. So to have 100 courses, that's amazing. I love that.
So the reason that came to play is because when clients they come to you and they say, I want to grow my business, and they have an advertising budget. I always say, if you're opening up a business and you're so worried about the brick and mortar, and every line item in your budget is worried about the carpet, the computers, the building, the this, that, and and there's no marketing to that, as a line item, then you're already starting off on the wrong foot, because marketing and advertising has to be a part of the line item in your budget. It definitely does. It definitely does. And so with that too, it's like clients put so much money in marketing and advertising, but then when the customer service or the skill set of their staff is horrible. So you're putting good money after bad. So I'm driving people there through marketing, advertising, commercials, and PR and all of these things. But as soon as they get to your business, your staff is not trained. They're not professional. They're not everything that you want your company to be. They're not. So that's why we implemented training. And that's why it's so many, because there's so many things lacking with, just with us, period, as individuals that we can, right?
Yeah. And I also saw that you guys offer catering as well. So you do your own. That's a lot.
So, so for me, I think it's more of a personal thing with just me being like a control freak kind of a thing.
Okay.
Because, when most people go to an event, the catering is always not that great. The food is not good because they're making it in massive amounts. And it's just like, oh, the food's just okay. It's edible, but it's not like, oh my God, so good. When you go to an event and it's so many people, my thing is like, it should be good. I want people talking about the food. I want people to want to come to an event that we do just because they know the food's going to be good. You know what I mean?
Wow.
We have chefs that I handpick. All of my chefs, I have a list of them, depending upon what it is that you're trying to do. They're handpicked and selected. They're just not anybody. They do things the PopUp way. And it's got to be on point. It's got to be right. And it has to be delicious all the time. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I like that. I like that a lot. So tell me about, well, before we even go there, what advice would you give? Because there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are watching the show and watch the replay and ask me all these questions. So what tips would you give a person that's just starting their business and, they want to go ahead and market their business? What tips would you just give for them to think radically and think fun and think how pop-up events would?
So the first tip would be, don't open up a business for money.
Right.
Open up a business because you love it.
Love it.
Open up a business, pardon me, because it's something that you would possibly do for free. But because you have bills to pay, you have to ask for money. You know what I mean? Like that kind of a thing. Because when you open up a business, it sounds like, oh, that's just a cool thing to do. I want to open up a business. I want to be an entrepreneur. It's so much work. It's so many days I don't sleep. It's so much to keeping all of the pieces of the puzzle together. And so I don't complain about it because I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would also say, making sure that you pull together, just as you will picking out a wife or a husband or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you have to use those same kind of tactics when you pick out staff, your team.
Yeah.
Because you're only as good as your team. And you can't do things by yourself. So those will be the two things that I would say: love it and select a good team.
Gotcha. That's good. Next question is, how would someone that's not in Michigan work with you? Or can they work with you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. 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 I just want to make sure. Yeah.
I mean, we handle things all over the place. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can be in the US, in Michigan, in any of our states in the US, or you can be international. We've worked on international tourist campaigns. Like I said, we've done auto shows in Milan. I mean, we've done a lot of cool things. So yeah, absolutely. And the cool thing about it is I've been around for so long. Like, we have so many connections. Like right now, I'm in Pittsburgh. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, but we're in Pittsburgh with a client, and we're making more connections. And it's just like, the world is connected by people, and just we have done that for so many years. So wherever you are and whatever you want to do, I'm sure we can make it happen.
Okay. So prices, what would the prices range from a small business owner to, I mean, like the auto shows that you're doing? You know, what would that range be?
And so it depends on what it is that you're doing. If you're looking for PR services, I've charged as cheap as $500 because I believed in that person and I knew they didn't have a lot of money. But I'm getting away from that. Let me tell you why. Because it's not as appreciated. So don't when you're in business, you do want to. I'm a giver. I give. If you said you liked something I was wearing and it was something that it was favorite of mine, I would still give it to you, because it's like, I think that's why God put it here, because you're supposed to do that, right? And then you're blessed. You're blessed abundantly when you do that too. Not that you're looking for blessings, but you just know God got you. So, okay, you like it, girl, go ahead and take it. So my blessing to most people would be my services that I can offer to them because I believe in you. Yeah. But I've been burned a couple of times with that, because although I give them a low rate, they still don't really understand the process. I have people say that they want to be superstars, and it's like, it's not going to happen overnight. We have to work this thing for you. People are not just born overnight. It's not. And so to get that concept, if it's PR, everybody thinks that they're the best at whatever. Or, and I'm not here to say that they are or they aren't, right? But I always pray about over all of my clients to make sure that we are helping them get to the place that he wants them to be. And so that is my prayer every day about all of my clients. But when you have those clients that just don't get the work that it takes to make you be who you're needing to be, or that it takes you doing just as much hard work as us, and I'm not even charging you nearly a fraction of the cost of what I charge, then, then things become a little diluted, if you will. So the $500 people, I'm sorry, is over with. But our real retainer starts at $5,000 a month, and it goes up from there.
I heard that. Oh my goodness.
So it's it really depends on what you're doing. Now, if you're doing a pop-up event, if you want us to do an event for you, we can do something depending upon the size of your company. We can do something as low as $1,500. Just that includes everything from marketing but it just depends on what kind of company you're marketing.
Right, right. I like that pop-up event. That's really, really cool. I like that a lot. So tell me about
let me just the training part of it.
Training part.
So our classes
are all different, right?
Yep. So our classes, So our classes are you get certified in whatever it is that you take. So we just did a promotion. I think it was in February 1 for learning how to be an event planner, and we charged $99 per person for the course. And I think it was a 16-hour. You had to get 16 hours. So we broke it up over the course of the week or so. And then afterwards, it was, you got your certificate, and now you're able. We don't only just teach you the materials. I'm not giving you modules and you're learning by yourself. We're physically going through everything with you. And then when you're done with it, you're certified to be able to teach someone else. You get the materials and everything to be able to do it again on your own, or open up a business, or whatever it is that you want to do.
Okay. So, okay. And the price for all your courses?
No, they're all different. So if you were interested in any of the courses, I would just suggest just sending us an email, because they're not for individuals. They're for corporations that's trying to present it in front of for their team,
their company. Okay, I gotcha. So for crisis management, where did that experience come from? Where because it's like PR, marketing, and then crisis management.
So crisis management is PR. It's dealing with the media. Yeah. So it really is just that. It's when you are, when you've seen those cases, and a lot of people kind of compare me to like Olivia Pope, because it's like you're constantly putting out fires, but you're really just trying to manage a crisis before the media gets a hold to it and just devour you publicly. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, oh, well, I just made a mistake and said something bad on social media, or I just made a mistake and did something bad, and I'm afraid of, that kind of a thing. And it's like, okay, well, let's see. It's kind of like an attorney. It's like, let's see how bad this really is. Gotcha. You know what I mean? Let's peel back the layers, see what's going on. And then, I think that's probably one of my favorite things to do.
Really? Okay. Because I was going to say, I wasn't getting crisis management yet until you just broke it down. That makes sense, because you're always the spokesperson for whomever, and you just, got the crisis management.
So the media can say, hey, your client just did X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, did they really? Now, what do you mean? And you better not print anything that,
right.
that you don't have facts on. So it's that kind of a thing. So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I love it. So what does a typical work week look like for you?
So I'm up answering emails at 5:30 in the morning, but like literally it is nothing. Listen, don't think that it's something special about it. I'm in the bed still, just on my phone.
Okay. You're not at the office
I turn over and look at my phone. It's like a list of things that I'm going through. And so it's like, so I'm mentally up 5:30. And I do that. Then I pray, and then shower, I have a kid, and make sure he's good. And then, the time, because of COVID, it seems like everything goes by so very fast. And then we get started working at about 9 a.m. and I work till probably about 9 or 10 at night. And it's just constant. It goes by so fast that, it's just like, wow, or even St. Patty's Day. It was St. Patty's Day. It was beautiful in Detroit. And I was just like, oh, it is St. Patty's Day. I guess I need to go outside. Just because you're just constantly putting out fires, and all of the meetings are on Zoom now. So it's just like you're not. So that's kind of what the days look like. It's nothing spectacular. It's not. It's fun, but it's just like, oh, okay, well, the same rigmarole like everybody else. But it's different things. So 1 minute. Everything that you named. So we're always working on, it's 20 layers to one client. And so we're always working on each layer each day for each client. And so that's where my team comes in, because it's like, and I have a small team now, because COVID kind of like made me go really small, and I need to hire more people because we just have so much going on we need to grow more. And so I'm really looking forward to opening up our Kansas office. We're going to reopen that office up next month.
Wow. Okay.
And so I'm looking forward to doing that. And we're just, just rocking and rolling.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So now, did I hear, are you writing a book, or did you write a book, or can we talk about that at all?
Yeah. So
Okay, because that wasn't in your bio, but I'm like, I could have.
Yeah, it's bullet points on life. And so it's just it's called Bullet Points on Life, and it's just my version of different things that you can do better. Like through my experience, I've learned so many things, but it's like point in case, it's little things. It's just bullet points. Like, if you ever do this, you should probably do this. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just listed bullet points, but it has explanations under each one of them, just about to help you navigate through life, no matter what part of life you're in. And so, because where that came from, it was like people always say, well, nobody ever wrote a book on how to raise a kid, or nobody ever wrote a book on how to be a teenager, or nobody ever wrote a book on how to be in their 20s or be married or whatever. So it's writing my book to you guys about how to do different things that I've learned through my own experiences.
I like that. So what's the name of it again?
Bullet Points on Life.
Bullet Points on Life. And when will it be out?
I don't know. It's been sitting
okay.
I can make some time to do it.
Right, I was going to say, when will you have time?
Right. Maybe you could put some pressure on me and I'll make it happen. But
now that we put it out there, you have to go ahead and get on it, because I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So what advice, or what are the best resources that helped you get to where you are? Did you, like, you have online courses, so are you the type that invest in yourself and you did online courses? I know you have your degree in this, so is that kind of where you stopped, or did you continue education after that?
Oh, I love learning. Learning is awesome, but and I probably shouldn't say this because I don't want, especially my son, to be watching this, but I'm going to say this. And I'm being very truthful about it. My son's going into medicine, but if he wasn't, I'd be like, you know what? You can go get a trade, because you can make a lot of money just like owning something and being good at that something. I have my degree, but I had if I go any further, just because of the kicks of it and the fun of it, but not because it's going to make you, I'm a hands-on learner. And so not because me having my PhD or my graduate degree is going to, and what I do, it's just going to bring debt. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a thinker and I just love creating, and that makes me happy. And that makes a ton of money. Like, it's like, I think I want such and such today, or let me think of how to do that. Like, that's how my mind works. And I don't think everybody is, they have to go and get, you definitely educate yourself. You can't be a dummy out here now. You got to know some stuff. You do. I'm saying, like, everybody, and I'm one of them, that's not going to say, oh, I'm going to get my PhD right now. Maybe later when I'm retired, maybe. And I just want to do it, but it would not help me in my career.
In your career.
You know what I'm saying? It's just for me.
Yeah.
Now, I have a 4-year degree.
Right. But not even getting another degree, but just getting like online classes or online courses.
I do that all the time.
Okay.
I do that all the time. I mean, I have I do that. I have a builder's license. I always educate myself. You always have to do that. You always have to. I listen to 2 or 3 audiobooks a week. I'm always educating myself. Always. I would definitely say you do that for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Always invest in yourself and make sure you take, if somebody has done it before you, why would you have to? I mean, I love Google and YouTube and everything, but sometimes all of that is put into a nice little package. So you don't have to grab all that information from so many places. You could get it right there and be good at it. So I agree with that. What's a common myth about your job that you want to just debunk right now? If any. There might not be any, because I'm just shocked that you do so much.
I I think a common myth about like, depending upon like, if you're saying marketing, PR, people don't need it. They don't need it, or they think that either they don't need it, or they don't need it, or they feel like it's an expense that they can do without, or this is a good one. Everybody think that they can do it
themselves.
Everyone thinks that they're a marketer, and everyone thinks that they know how to do PR. Everybody knows how to do branding. Everybody knows how to do all of this stuff. And it's just like, okay, that's the myth. And then a lot of people think that marketing and advertising is the same thing, or PR and advertising is the same thing, or vice versa. So,
okay. Tell us the differences. Then tell us the differences.
Okay. So PR is, I'm glad we're talking about this, because and then management too. I want to talk about that too, because in PR, PR is earned media. And what earned media is, it's I hate to say it, it's free media. You're writing and compelling a story so that that you're making it interesting enough for the media to pick up on it and want to talk about it. Guess what? For free, as opposed to going and marketing, producing paying for a TV commercial, then paying for it to be ran on TV with a 60-second spot, depending upon how much that is, so many times. That's paid media. So that's the difference between the two.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And what about then branding and event planning? Give us because some people may not even understand what branding and event planning is, or not even. Both I guess we kind of, they're both different, but event planning, we know it's planning an event, but people even so think that they can do that themselves.
Oh my God.
I've seen brides where I'm like, okay, who's your wedding planner? Yeah. I am. Yeah. You're the bride. Why would you want to be the wedding planner too? So.
Yeah, that goes back to investing in yourself. That meant that person did not want to invest in themselves, to take that load off of themselves, to have somebody professional do it. Yeah. So I guess your question was, what's the difference between branding and?
Well, I guess branding and marketing, because that's kind of the same, right?
No, not that. Well,
I'm sure it's not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but it depends on. Okay, so branding is. Okay, so you're always going to branding is targeting, right? So I'm targeting Kim. Kim likes smart water, right? I know that Kim likes smart water. You know why? Because I followed your trends about all of my people that love smart water, and who that person is, what you do, how you do it, how you like stuff, if you work out, if you like regular water, are you careful about the water that you like, right? Branding is about the way that the logo is shaped, the way that the logo is designed, the colors that are picked in the logo, and then how you put it out there. Branding is imaging. Branding is visual. Branding is catchy. Branding is connecting. That's branding, right? So everything, every story you tell about smart water, every story you tell about anything that you're branding, it all ends up to be the same story, and it's all talking to that person that's interested in that particular brand. And so that is branding. That is, you need to stay focused on that when you're talking about branding, period. Advertising is, once you got your brand together, now you need to pay to get it out there. So now you're paying for advertising. So advertising is now, I'm dealing with radio, TV, print, internet, social media, all of these things, and you're paying for ads to put the branding out there. So then you can
marketing.
For your marketing.
Gotcha.
For your target market. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. And you guys do all of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why it's funny when people think that, oh, I can do this. It's like, okay. You really can, or think that it's going to happen overnight, because that doesn't happen either.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, some people. So that's why I say, when you have to really have a budget set aside for it, because if you take your last $1,000 and you say, Marley, I want you to make me a superstar, and I say, okay. And then they're like, and I take your whole $1,000. You're expecting me to have you a superstar by the time that $1,000 is spent, right? So that's why I can no longer take clients that don't have the budget because my name is all I have. My company name is all I have, and we're working our butts off. But if you're not allowing us to do our job in the amount of time that we need to do it, then it's going to fail. And then you're going to look at us as, oh, we failed you. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
Bad taste in your mouth.
I do.
And do. So it just protects everybody involved to just not do it. You really have to have a budget set aside for doing something like that because it all costs money. It's not free because there's a lot of hours that go into that. With design, development, selling your product, pushing you, emailing, phone calls, interviews. All of this stuff takes time, effort, energy, and resources. And so if you don't have those things, then I suggest you just kind of build your money, put money aside to do those, and don't open up a business without it. I mean, if you're lucky, you can just open up the door and people will flood in, but most cases, that's not the case.
Right. And there are a lot of solopreneurs like myself. I don't have a team. So what would you tell a solopreneur?
I like that, a solopreneur.
To do, because a lot of solopreneurs that I know, they're creatives. They don't want to do all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's not what they do.
Yeah.
Like creative people, as far as the paperwork and the putting on how to get paid and how to, just like you say, a creative, I started off begging people, let me take your picture because I love doing this, because I love to do it. But then it's like, okay, Kim, people will pay you to do this, because you love to do it. That doesn't mean you got to do it always for free. Just put it out there, and you know what I mean? But to already have the photography business, and then you have to learn about marketing yourself, and not really just marketing yourself, but putting yourself out there. Now it's a whole new thing. You have to post every day. You have to do this. And I'm the type, I'm like, okay, I don't even like doing that part. I know I have to do it because that's the only way people are going to know who I am and how to get in touch with me and things like that. So what would you suggest a solopreneur, how much to put away for that, even if they were to hire you or to, I know you're not even going to do small like that, but but I know there's Fiverr there, you know what I mean? All these other freelance apps and stuff like that. What would a person like that, like how much should they budget for that?
Yeah.
Or how much?
What I would suggest is like that you call it a soulpreneur, which I like. I would suggest getting with someone that is another soulpreneur that's in marketing, another soulpreneur that's in PR, and you guys work together to build one, collaborative effort of your brand and of their brand, and you market yourselves together. So what you don't do, they do. So if you're in photography, they need photography work, right, for their stuff, and then you need marketing for, you know what I mean? So I would do a collaboration. And then as you guys grow, then put money aside to hire a bigger company to take it on, because now you can afford that. But it's always 3% of your sales, 3 to 5% of your sales.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, it's always that.
3 to 5% of sales.
Always go back into marketing and advertising.
Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. So how can people get in touch with you if they wanted to use your business, they want to get with you, take your course?
Yeah. So popupev.com. So POPUP, E as in Edward, V as in Victor.com. Our website, you can, there's a link on there where you can send us a message. There's our phone numbers on there. You can call us. Social media links are on there as well. And we'll answer the call and take care of you.
Awesome.
Only have a budget.
Right. Thank you so much for coming on. This was some great information. I even took my notes. I'm telling everybody to take their notes. Well, yes. Good. So, but we are at the end of the show. And as promised, I said, let me make sure the comments are up. The first person to answer this question correctly gets the $50 gift card. Compliments of Hope Fellowship Church. Okay. So my question is, you guys ready? At age 17, Marley founded what business? What was the name of that business? Does anyone remember?
Do you have anybody on there? Let's comment. I can't see any of that. So.
You see the comments? You should be able to see the comments on the side.
Oh, no.
Stiller, Gibson, Tangela, you can't see?
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm just curious to see if anybody answers it, like if they get it
right. Trina Graham, of course, she answered.
Oh,
yay.
That doesn't count.
Oh, Tangela says, no, I came in late. Okay. Oh, but hey, that's it. It worked.
Right,
thank you. You got it. She gets her $50. Yeah, good job. Oh, somebody said DMC. Nope, DMC worldwide. Nope, it wasn't that one. Stacy, thank you though. But good job. We got our first. Yeah, Stacy. Yes, awesome. Thank you all for watching. I am so excited. Marley, you gave us some great information. Oh, she said that was hard, Kim. I know it was hard. I'm sorry. I'll make it easier next time because I was thinking about the stuff you just said, but everybody saw me writing that down. So I knew everybody was writing it down at the same time. Yeah. The sales, that's good. 3 to 5% of your sales. That would have been a better question. But
yeah, 3 to 5% of your sales always. Yeah, that's the standard.
Said, okay. Stacy just said, Frank told me. That's too funny.
Well, look, that's my son, and he doesn't even know. That's weird.
Oh my goodness. That's funny. And Trina says, awesome tips, ladies. Love the show. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you tune in next week for another show, and make sure that you hit up Marley on popupev.com. Check out all the things that she has because it's so much. Even if you have a big business, all those courses, I was just going through like, my goodness. Yeah,
I mean, we even like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, that kind of stuff. But more important, like soft skills, diversity and inclusion.
Yeah,
corporate behavior, learning corporate behavior in the workplace, all of those things. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Marley. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and have a great night.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.